Hello lovebirds, TonyaTko here, and today we're going to talk about how to do new moon wishes. We're going to get right into the video, so if you would like to get more information about my outfit of the day, come over to my website TonyaTko.com. It's in the process of being changed over, so if you don't see the outfit of the day video up there today, then just look for it in either tomorrow or the next couple of days. Okay, so let's talk about what are new moon wishes. Now, they they say that when a person reaches a certain level of evolution, that they can come back as a woman. And women are very familiar with cycles, etc. Well, there are cycles that exist around us all day, every day, all throughout the year. And sometimes we don't pay attention to them, but the cycles are a phenomenon or a theory that are very prevalent in women's lives. We know that our menstrual cycle comes, every 28 to 31 days, or however many days, it takes for your cycle to come. There are also rhythms that create the months and the seasons and the years, and when is the best time to plant, or when is the cold going to come, and when is the rebirth of the spring, etc. Not only that, we have different cycles during the day, and anybody who has ever worked at night, you understand that the type of sleep that you get during the day is not the same as the type of sleep that you get at night, because our bodies are attuned to the meridians of the sun. So ideally, if you get to bed by 10 p.m., well, healing for the body, the human body, starts from 10 p.m. through 2 a.m. So it's really important that you get to sleep during those times so that you can be fully rested. Some of you know that if you work at night and you sleep in the day, even if you sleep 8 hours, you're still not fully rested. So as human beings, we are tremendously in tune with these cycles all around us. So let's talk about the moon. I haven't done that much research on the moon, but from what I have researched, I was really surprised and very astonished to find out that the waves, are created by the magnetic pull of the moon, and the relationship that exists between the moon and the bodies of water, the natural bodies of water on earth. It creates the tide, it pulls the water in, and it pulls it up to itself. And as human beings, we are a greater portion of our bodies are water, and so the relationship that we have with the moon is a special one too, that still needs to be fully researched. The new moon, the moon goes through these different cycles every 29 and a half days, and you guys can get an app so that you will be familiar. This is an app that is, oh, look at that, you see my face in the moon. The woman in the moon. Hi. Yeah, so this is an app that will let you know when the new moon is coming. The new moon lasts about 2 days. I'm doing this video today because it is March 12, 2013. So today and tomorrow we're having a new moon, and that's when the moon becomes dark, or you can't see the moon in the sky. But when you go along the days, you see that the moon, it goes in this cycle with the moon, then it's a full moon, then it's like a half moon, then it's a crescent, and they have all different types of wonderful names for it. So if you get this app, you can find this. The name of this app, I believe, is just New Moon. Let me check the name of the app so that you can find that, and I'll put the name of it below the video. Yeah, the name of the app is called Moon Phases. The camera's not in autofocus, but it's called Moon Phases. All right. So during the new moon is a great time for new beginnings. It's a time where the heavens open up to be able to grant our wishes, but there's a very particular way in which you need to wish. So I'm going to show you that in this video, and it really does work. And listen, let's talk about this for the more scientific minded people. Let's say it doesn't work, right? There's something you know, if you've ever read any biographies by people who have become very, very successful, everybody has said the same thing, that you think things into being, you write things down, and there's something very powerful about writing things down that attracts it to you. And not only that, let's say the moon, and let's say there's no meridians and none of that, all of this stuff is just hoopla, right? Let's just say that the mere action of getting your mind geared up and into a state in which you figure out what it is that you do want, the mere action of doing that, the mere action, Christians, people who are Christians know that in the beginning, God spoke the world into being. So there's a lot of power that has been indicated to us throughout the times for speaking and verbalizing things to create a reality of it. But let's say you're not religious. Let's say you don't believe in the moon. Even just mentally creating a picture of what it is that you would like does tremendous good, because it gets you into the mind frame of even thinking about what it is that you do want. So let's go. Let's get into the moon phases now. Okay, so I'm gonna get my board out, and I've done. I'm not using the dry erase board today. I wanted to get this one on marker so that it would be darker for you guys, so that you could see it a little bit better. Okay, here we go. How to new moon wishes. Okay, so number one in how to do your new moon wishes is you want to make sure, let me get my leg on the other side of the board, excuse me. You have to make sure that everything that you wish for is going to be in the greater good of all people involved. You want to make sure that you're wishing for good things to come to you and to other people. You have to want to bring the greater good into your life. Okay, number two, it has to really, really matter to you. It has to be something that is really important to you. The more emotion that is involved in the new moon wish, the better. The more drawn to it you are, the more passionate you feel about it, the greater capability of it coming true, or calling the forces that will help it come true for you. Okay, number three is really important. You have to concentrate. Oh, my blue. You have to concentrate as if what it is that you are asking for is already real. You have to feel it. You have to concentrate and feel. You have to concentrate and feel what it is that you want to bring into your life. You have to get into a place inside yourself and imagine what it is that you want, and feel how it would feel to have that in your life. So that is so that's number three. Number four, you have to write it down on paper. And you have to write it down. You have to write it down on paper. I prefer to use pen. So you have to write it on paper. You can't do it on the computer. You can't type it up in your WordPad or your iPad or whatever. Don't type it up. You have to actually, we're calling upon some very ancient, whatchamacallits, the help of some ancient help. So we definitely want to use more primitive methods of how to capture something for the long term. So you have to write it out on paper. And then number five, and this is really important, this is really, really important, present tense. You have to talk about your wants in present tense. It's important that you, and then number six, this is six, and this goes along the lines of number 5. Do not, I'm going to put this in red, do not wish and do not want. Don't write about wishing and wanting. Writing about wishing and wanting actually calls upon the help to help you continue to wish and to want, to feel the feeling of wishing and wanting. So it's really important that you concentrate and feel how it feels, and when you write it down in present tense. 7, and this is sad, you know, because so many people, you want to wish for others, but you can't wish for others. You have to wish. You can't wish for others, but what you can do is you can wish on how you relate or react to other people, or wish for a way in which you can support them better. But you have to wish from your own personal standpoint. And then, can we see down at the bottom of the board? Okay, now we're up to number 8. Let me make sure that I'm going to be able to write all 10 on this board. There we go. Right. Okay. Let me tilt this down so we can see. Okay, number 8. You have to wish for more than one thing. And you have to wish for less than 10. When you wish for more than one thing, you activate the universe to come to your aid, to start you know what, I just had the most amazing thought. I just thought about the very first time that I did my new moon wish. I'm going to share that with you when I put the board away. I want you guys to write this down or to reference this. Rewind if you need to. But we're going to talk about this a little bit more. But you have to wish for more than 1, less than 10. Less than 10, the energy begins to drain out from your wishes, and it begins to start to evaporate. So so less than 10, you know, I like to keep it around 9, you know. Sometimes I'll go up to 10 and I'll add, like, you know, like a wish for me to be able to be the best that I can be to help other people, you know, something for the greater good. And then number 10, this is something so important, which I found really works very well. And this is to pre-write what it is that you are looking for in a mate. What you want in a mate. I found that it really helps to pre-write all of the stuff that you want in a mate. So so listen, pause the video. I'm going to give you an opportunity. I'll put this closer to the camera so that you can see. But then pause it right there, and then remember all of these things. So here, let me move this closer for you. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And can you see all of them now? Pause, pause, pause. Okay, great. All right. And once you pause, you know, you only need a few seconds for the pause anyway. Okay, so here we go. What I'm going to do is, number 10 is really important. And what I'm going to do is, in the next video, I'm going to record how to write down the stuff that it is that you want in a mate. Because when you come into your new moon wish, when you start imagining what it is that you want in a mate, it's really important to kind of already have a picture of who it is that you have in mind. That, you know, that's for single people, or for people who are looking to get in relationship with a person. So it's really important for you to have that in mind. So for my single ladies and men, I'm going to give you a list of 10 things, 10 different things, and we're going to talk about that in the next video. I'm going to put the link. I'll put the link right about here. Okay? So this is what we're going to do, right? I'm going to tell you guys about the very first time that I new moon wished, and you know what? It was I was going to a very spiritual therapist when I had my issues with depression or whatnot. I sought out a therapist just came to me. I met a young lady who was seeing this therapist. You know what? I went to this raw vegan restaurant. I met a young lady who she was telling me about her therapist. Her therapist was into Reiki and very spiritual and whatnot, and I was like, wow. Let me, I wanted to go see him too. Everything just worked out, kismet. So I went and I saw him. We had some Reiki sessions or whatnot, and he talked to me about new moon wishes. And at first I was like, this is just hogwash baloney. I was like, what in the world? But I was like, why not? Let me just go ahead and try it. He was like, get a white candle, write your stuff out. I have a journal in which I write out my new moon wishes, and I just fold the page so that I could look back over time. The very first time that I did a new moon wish, I remember I was dating this guy, and I really wanted things to work out. And when I started writing out my wishes for what it is that I want or am appreciative of having in a mate, when I started writing that out, I realized that this wasn't the man that I really wanted, that I wanted somebody who was more in tune with who I am. So it was like in doing the new moon wishes, I was able to remember how I was saying in the beginning of the video that once you start getting once you get the mental wheels in motion, I was able to really realize that that wasn't the relationship for me, and that wasn't the person that I wanted to be with. So real quick, the things that I will say, one thing that confused me about, and I'm going to say this is really important, the most important thing in here is to write in present tense, and I'm going to just say a little bit about that before I end this video. Okay. There's a thing called faith, right? Right now, there's a future that you are leading yourself towards. And how do I put this? Oh, I want to be able to say this eloquently so that people will be able to understand. Because it's a very hard concept to understand. And for those of you out there who are religious, who are Christians or whatnot, you know that when you pray, you know what? When you pray, you say what it is that you want or whatnot, but you can't keep coming back into prayer, like doubting that it will happen. You have to let go and let God, as they say. That's the same principle. Let go and let God. If you feel as if it's not going to happen, or it's like God doesn't have it under control or whatnot, it actually invalidates your faith or whatnot. So what I need you to do is I need you to realize that it's taken care of. That and that's if it's in the greater good of where it is that you're supposed to be. And then that's one thing, when before you start this, you kind of have to open yourself up to the universe and say, you know what, let me draw me towards what's best for me, where I'm supposed to be. Because some of the things that you may want, there may be something better in mind for you. So and you know what, every new moon, write out the wish over and over, change it somewhat. And if after 3 or 4 times you're not getting your wish, revise it, realize that that may not be for you, and just open yourself up to the greater good. Open yourself, wish to be open to being in tune or in line with where it is that you're supposed to be. So very important. When I do my new moon wishes, I give thanks. Thank you for my loving husband. Thank you for my healthy children. And I write very passionately in there. Thank you for my loving husband who loves me. And, all of this stuff that I write, that I speak about as if it's in existence. If you write, I wish for a loving husband, you are actually writing a wish. And that wish, that feeling of wishing, wanting, and longing, that's the sentiment that you're creating. So if you're like, oh, I long for my husband, I long for this, I long for that, you will get more of longing. I don't know how to put it so that you can understand it. Please tell me that you understand, okay? What you don't want to do is you don't want to perpetuate the feeling of longing. You want to put your stamp. Put your stamp on it. Put your stamp on history and speak as if it is. Because it is. That future is out there. So you have to speak from the standpoint of being grateful for what it is that you have in the future. So, so sometimes I write out, thank you for XYZ. Sometimes I write out just a description, just a description, you know. So listen, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please write them below. You can come to my website and contact me. If you'd like to schedule a 1 hour or half an hour phone consultation with me, come to my website and you can set that up. The rates and everything are there, and how to do that is there, and then we can connect live, etc. So let me give you guys a hug, and remember, the website is TonyaTko.com. My links and information are right there below. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/TonyaTKO Show. On Twitter, it's twitter.com/TonyaTKO. I'm on Pinterest with @TonyaTKO. I'm also on Instagram @TonyaTKO. And what that is, Tonya? Yes, that's Tonya with an O, Tony. So stay tuned for the video that's coming up next, where we're going to talk about the way to write out what it is that you want in a mate. Okay, so give me a hug. I love you guys very much. Hug, hug, hug. Oh, I love you guys so much. I love you. Now, and remember, outfit of the day is going to be on my website. So listen, go out there and love one another. But most importantly, love yourself. And if I could give you one wish before we go, if I could send you something from the universe, I send you an open heart. I do. I send you a heart that can open and realize that there are some things, a lot of things in this universe that we as human beings don't have the capability of grasping. So I wish you an open heart and an open mind so that you can realize that what it is that we see is not all that there is. And we'll talk about more of that in another video. So TonyaTko, and I am out. Peace.